They're starting to wonder who they are and why their parents abandoned them when they were kids, and why is it that they do this, and so they're sort of, they're doing their job. It's become quite mundane in a way, even though it's killing witches. And so then something comes into the story which elevates everything and makes it more tense for them, so that and lots of things come together. They sort of have the same instincts and same mind, and very in tune with one another. Yet they are so different. He is sort of, she is the brains behind the operation, and he's the brawl. He's the action. He's the joker. He's the show off, and she's. She lets him do that. That's how they work. She's very much more the watcher and the serious one. But the thing that I loved about the script, and I think I can speak the same for Jeremy when reading it, was that the heart of it is a brother and sister relationship. The brother and sister who have been through loads and lost their parents and don't know who they are, and are reliant on one another. Great to work with Jeremy on, because he really he's unafraid of, he can do all of this action stuff. He's a pro. He can, he's amazing at it, but he really does have this sensitivity as well, which is, he accesses that when needed. But there's a lot of fun as well in the relationship. I think Jeremy and I, from the offset, just got on immediately. We had that sort of banter, and we behaved like brother and sister on an offset. I remember the very first day when we shot that scene in Augsburg. It could have been such an overwhelming day for him, and I'm sure it was. It was for everybody, because it's the first day and there's loads of extras and a massive set and whatnot. And he was just great, and giving us notes that were really precise, real actor's notes, but at the same time he, has a real vision and understands action. Peter is one of my favourite actors. He doesn't know this, and he's in one of my favourite films, the film that inspired me to be an actress, actually. And so when I heard that he was in this film, I was thrilled, because then I went, yes, Tommy's got great taste, He's cast this great guy that can, on a sixpence turn, he's a real chameleon, and has many, he can play anything, he can do anything, really. Has this great presence when you meet him. He's so tall and big and booming voice, and yet can be so pathetic as well. And that's what we wanted. We wanted Berenger to be... He only does what he does because he's scared. And like many sort of dictators or rulers or whatever, anyone that needs power does. And it was great working with him. I find him quite adorable, and even though Hansel's, plays around with him, I think he does as well. There's this great thing that we discovered, and that me and Jeremy decided that we have this real affection for children and young people, because we were, we were kidnapped when we were kids, and, so we always try and save kids, and I think there's something innocent about him that we just really love, and he wants to try so hard. And one of my favourite scenes to shoot as well was when I wake up in Ben's bed after he rescues me, and I find posters of me on the wall, and, and he's, getting a bit too close for comfort, cleaning me. And it was such a nice scene to film. And Tom, who plays Ben, he's a really great actor. He's really, perfect for the role. I found it to be an amazing experience, because he really did bring this mechanical creature to life, and the puppeteers as well. And it was this real collaboration. It was a real joint effort and an amazing feat. And because he was so imposing and so real looking, and even little expressions that he'd make, you can't help but feel affected by that. It was like working with a real person. I was just amazed. I've never seen prosthetics like it. They made people look repulsive, and there was one that had a tumour on its growing out of its face, and you really were quite horrified when you saw them. And And yet it's the thing that I love the most about this film so far is this style, this comedy horror style. They are funny as well, you know, the way that they move, the way they speak, you know, is funny. But great, again, you don't have to imagine anything, it's there, you know, it's, you know, brilliant, and it's such a vision that was accomplished, and the costumes and the makeup were just incredible. Marlene had come up with these drawings, and everybody went crazy for them, and I thought they were great. And originally it was like thigh-high boots and, you know, very gothic looking. And then we softened it. I made it a little bit more hunter-like, you know, forest colours, and but still leather pants. And I mean, it's a period movie, but not so. You know, I was allowed to wear trousers, which was great, because obviously I had to do lots of running around, and yeah, I think my costume evolved into being practical, quite tomboyish yet sexy, and she did such a great job. I honestly would wear that costume just down the street. I love it. She's such a clever designer. Everywhere you looked, there was, you know, some immense detail. And because it was such a huge set, you can't help but feel like you are there, you know. Apart from, I turn around, oh, there's green screen, you know. Apart from that, but pretty much, you know, everything else was there. And it's a gift when you get, especially in these times where green screen is just becoming more and more, and it's expensive to build a set. But I think it's worth it. The best thing to do was to train for 3 weeks. I came in before anybody, and I met up with the stunt team and worked with them on my physicality and learned how to fight. And I mean, I'd done a fight training for about 3 years when I was studying, but you know, this was an intensive sort of boot camp, and it was so helpful because it just rooted me and made me much more present.